Hello, well, this is me. I have to make another little video about my holder for the Cristal Sky monitor I made last time. If you remember this piece, it worked actually very well. It works great for the Mavic alone with the goggles, if you use the goggles with OcuSync. As soon as you put the goggles or any link to the HDMI, something happened that I wasn't really thinking, but I didn't expect. It does warm up. I was flying last week. One day I took the Phantom and the Mavic. I used the Phantom 1.5 battery, so we're talking 30, almost 40 minutes. I flew the Phantom, used the HDMI setting on the Cristal Sky. I could have plugged it into my HDMI on the Phantom. I didn't even think about it since this was there. I wanted to try it out. It was a try. Then I flew 2 batteries of the Mavic, and I do not really like this OcuSync too much because I'm not really good yet handling the goggles with my right hand on the side. So I actually like to use the goggles connected to HDMI, simply because then you don't get distracted from using the control. I will use the monitor, Cristal Sky monitor. Don't have to worry about the goggles, but the view and everything else is just brilliant on it. And it gets hot. The Cristal Sky monitor got very quickly very hot. And it, after a while, thank God they have the self-protection built in, it shut off by itself. I was worried first. I thought, did I break Cristal Sky monitor? No, I did not. It shut down to protect itself, cooling down. 20 minutes later, in the shade in the car, boom, there it was back again in action. But it made me realize I got to change something. So I came up with another idea to connect the Cristal Sky without getting the foam backing. You see that I mounted now the Cristal Sky on this holder. You can see here in the back the battery is completely free, the back is free. I left a few of the Velcro on here in case I want to use just smaller pieces, in case I want to use my other holding for the Mavic eventually. But I have also something discovered. Here in the back I put a foam attachment with Velcro and a Velcro attachment onto the monitor. So this will be the backing, so there is no movement between when you play with the... Well, here it is. It goes very well. It fits perfectly. It looks even smarter than the other one. And one thing I didn't even think about, but it really makes a difference. I have more movement for my hand in the back. The foam is not in the way. So all of a sudden the steering becomes much easier. It works very well. I want to show you one more thing, because we have to use, of course, you still want to connect it, of course, to the USB connector, and you know it works on USB-C. What I did at Amazon, I bought a connector, an exchanger from USB micro into USB-C. You put it on here, fits all very careful. I made some holes in the bottom here, and there we go. Works like a charm so far. I have to figure out if it's still heating up too much or if this airflow now is being enough. It works on the Phantom, it works on the same as my other things. Hopefully it works this time. I will cut here and I will cut here. I'm interested in this triangle piece. This is much thicker wood, much heavier, and probably much more durable than the other wood was, because there will be no foam involved this time. The idea comes from using those screws that come with every GoPro mount. They seem to fit perfectly for the screws in here in the Sky, in the tablet to fasten it. I will use them and incorporate them. Well, let's see how that works. Well, I cut this off now, and this will hopefully fit right on here. I have to make, however, because they are a bit longer, those screws, so I will have to glue this and make this a bit wider on the bottom for the holes, so the screws who fit through will be fitting more tight and perfectly on there. Hopefully, this is the idea. Now we will see. First I have to glue it on there. Well, now I glued a small piece underneath here. This is to make sure that the screws who will be going through here are fitting accordingly. Hopefully this will work. We will find out. Now I did this. That seems to fit in now. So, well, so far so good. Now I have to put some separation in between so this touches the back of the tablet. Well, I think I have the prototype ready for what I want to do. I painted it black. Hopefully this time it will work so much better. And basically this will come up here. It should actually do a pretty good job. And weight wise, I don't think it will be that much either. I think we are staying probably a bit heavier than my last one. Now this is 45 grams. And that would be without the screws. They come on 61 grams with the screws. Of course it's almost twice as heavy as my last. I think I did better than before. It is double as heavy, like it is 63 or 64 grams, but it is extremely sturdy again. Yeah. And it will work for Phantom and for Spark and for Mavic. Not bad at all. This one fits, the same connection. Well, success. Hope, and this time I don't think there is any chance of overheating unless it would overheat, because it's a fault. I took all the tape here away. I kept two small pieces on each end in case I want to use my other connector again, the foam one. But since this seemed to work and it is very sturdy, very solid. I like it. It's higher up. My hands are less. There's not less in the way, so it's a little bit tougher to. It is not this easy click-in connection like you have with the board one. So you have to screw in the screws manually one by one. It works. I mean, if I use it, I will always leave a connection during the flying days. So you really just connect it one time a day, and that's it. So that can be done. I don't see any problems with that. Yeah, this is, and in the back, as you can see in the back, lots of space. The taking and changing of batteries, very easy. You click on, get the battery out, click the second one in. No interference at all. It was fun doing this with you and for you. I noticed with my last video it wasn't such a big hit, so people thought there was quite a few thumbs down. Well, I guess maybe they recognized that the error of thinking with it, with the foam getting too hot. But, well, this one, so far, I think it works very well. Bye.